Hey, what's going on? Let's see. I know I'm forever trying to get in so I can see the comments. Hey, y'all. What's going on? So y'all know the routine. Go ahead and get your journals, whatever you think you're going to use for today. If you have a quote for the day already, go ahead and drop that in the comments. And we can do that. What's up, everybody popping in? So I clearly cannot see the comments on this section, so I'm going to try to see everything. What's up, everybody? Thanks for popping in. Oh, it's 5 o'clock your time? So you're on the West Coast. So you're finally getting off and stuff. All right, everybody, we are going to get started in a second with what many of you may be here for. And then, of course, y'all know we have to do our pages. I hate that I can't see the comments in this app that I'm on. All right, so I'm going to try to see the comments. If I do not see them, y'all, you know, sorry. All right, so I'm going to be working out of my journal. I don't know what everybody's going to be working out of. And I have a couple of things already laid out. As we know, I will be talking about why I had to cancel the event for this upcoming weekend. And so I'm going to use the stoplight approach to show you how I came up with that decision. Let's go ahead and put a couple of disclaimers out there. Yes, I'm missing a nail. Broke it off today. If you watch the video, you kind of know how I did that. So make sure you check that video out later this evening. And I have a couple of books that we will be pulling some things from. And if this is your first time checking out the channel, thank you for stopping by. What we do every Monday is Monday Motivation. We find quotes that will keep us going throughout the week. We discuss things that are going on. We drop inspirational quotes and ideas inside of the comment section. Now, again, I can't see the comments because I don't have an app on this other phone. So if moderators, Tarshell and everybody else can catch some of that stuff, and then, you know, if I got to go back and scroll and comment later, I will. All right, so we're going to open this up. And because I'm going to cover this page, I won't freak out. All right, Joy. Because, you know, literally, I'm trying to look at the top and move. All right, so what we're going to do right now, I'm going to start putting together my page. And we're going to talk about why Jean's journals and Java had to be canceled, okay? Hey, Kimberly. So, y'all, we're going to start off with why I decided to make this video. So, this is probably going to be what my mom likes to call a hypersensitive video, where a little bit of my emotions will show, probably more than you have ever seen on this channel at all. Not anything like tears, no tears or anything like that. But you'll get to see a little bit of my other side, okay? So I have been doing Journal Jot and Jive for 3 going on 4 years. And what I do is, y'all, I teach women how to journal in a nutshell. And so for the past 3 years, I've had events every year. And so this year was not going to be any different. And it still is not going to be any different. But this particular event that I had planned, yeah, it just ain't work out, right? So I use a method that is called a recap method. If you've been following my channel for a long time, you know exactly what the recap method is. Thank you, Tasha. So what the recap method is you look at your life like you're looking at a traffic light, right? Traffic light has red, yellow, and green. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you on a sheet of paper what made me decide to cancel the event, okay? It was a personal decision. I didn't cry over spilled milk. And I'm going to get back to that I didn't cry over spilled milk in a second. And I just made a decision that was best for my brand, okay? So what I do every year is I set goals, y'all. Like, I set a crazy amount of goals. And I set my goals, and Lord, Joy, you so special. I set my goals and I break them down into quarters. So what that means is, with quarters, you have 4 sections. So, by the way, if you came here and you thought I was just going to spill everything all in one little coin, now you're going to get a lesson out of it. So, I break my goals into 4 quarters. You have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell y'all all my goals because I just believe you can't put everything into the atmosphere. Now, within quarter 1, I had a couple of goals that I wanted to accomplish. Car, monetization, and the journal event, okay? Now, what I've done already is I've accomplished A, B. So we have A, B, and C. So with the journal event, I said I can't start this journal event until I reach these 2 goals, okay? My journal event, the title, the theme, and everything was already planned out in 2018, okay? So I said, all right, these are the things I want to do. When it was vision board time, I put everything on the vision board, and I'm like, all right, I need to do this. Now, I have a lot of close people to me where we talking. I'm like, y'all, I cannot move forward with the event until I do A, B, and C. Joy is one of my riders that's like, all right, girl, what's the move? What we going to do with the event? So I was like, all right, we already have this. We met, blah, blah, blah. So I put all the things into action. I got the location. I got the theme. I got the color scheme. I got everything that's going into kits X, Y, and Z. So it's now time to do what we call advertising. You got to market. You got to market for an event, right? So I put the stuff out there. And I'm like, okay, so the first week it's like, okay, I got a couple of hits. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly how many tickets I sold and everything. So again, everybody that's here, I ain't going to sugarcoat nothing. It's going to be what it is. So I was like, all right. So I started posting. So we're going to start talking about how do you decide if you're on track with your goals. You have a red light. You have a yellow light, and if you've been following me, you can tell people in the comment sections what each one of these mean before I get to it. And then you have a green light, right? So as I'm planning my events, I go through all of these steps. So I started advertising for the event, and a couple of people bought tickets. Cool. All right, so I'm going to still advertise. When you get to the point that you feel like you're begging people to come to your event, you have to do a couple of things. You have to stop. You have to say, okay, what's not working? For me, ticket sales were not working. For me, buying stuff before people purchase their tickets, I chose not to do that. I've done that in the past, and I'm like, yeah, nah, we can't do that. And so then last was, I felt like I was posting so much, I was getting on my own nerves, okay? So I was like, something's not clicking. So at that point, that's what red means. What's not working? So I already told you what's not working, right? So then I go to the next stage, and the next stage is adjusting. Now, everything I'm telling y'all, I use this with all of the goals that I do. This is something that you can apply to your own life. You can watch the replay if you don't catch everything immediately, okay? So then I go to the adjusting stage. I have to remember my why. Why am I doing this event? This is something that I definitely had planned, so I don't want to just give up instantly, but it has to make sense for the brand, me, and the people that would be involved in this, okay? So I started adjusting. I said, all right, what happens when you post on social media? And I'm going to speak for myself. Usually, if you are close to me or it's a page that I see often, I'm typically almost going to push like before I read the stuff. And I need to stop doing that because it could be something negative. You know, y'all, that ain't really smart to do. But hypothetically, that's what most of us do. If something looks the same every day, oh, okay, cool, I like it. Oh, that's my girl. All right, whatever, cool, boom. And I'm going to keep scrolling. So I believe the same thing happened with my event. I had a couple of people share the event. And you typically, when you have friends, you do stuff Not because you feel obligated, but it's just something that you do. So we're in week 2, y'all. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to make some adjustments. I started posting so you actually could learn who I am if you didn't know who I was already. And many of y'all do. If you're on here, you probably, like, the numbers are higher than my normal live. So you came from Instagram, which means you kind of know what I'm about. So I said, all right, let me adjust some things. I started doing videos. I started doing lives. I said, let me change the look of the flyer. So that was the adjusting period. So I did that for a little bit longer. At this point, I said, all right, what's working? What's working is trying something new. What's working is evaluating, is it time to have your event? And if it's not time to have your event, what do you need to do? So green means what's working. So at this point, I go pull analytics. Analytics basically are numbers, y'all. So I go over to the site where people bought tickets. I had slots for 30 tickets. Y'all, I had 4 people buy tickets. At that point, I said, nope, I ain't gonna be able to do it. So of course, I talked to a couple of people that were helping with the event. They was like, well, just wait, just see. And something said, nah, you need to pray about it. It's not time. So at that point, I prayed about it, got in that car. I was at my child's track meet, y'all. It was 40-something degrees. I put that baby on out the car so he can go run and warm up. And I was like, yeah, I'm not getting out the car just yet. So I sat there. I put an old flyer and I put the word cancel on the flyer, okay? I hear you, Bridget. So I put the word canceled on the flyer. And when I posted it, y'all, I said, due to ticket sales, the event is canceled. All right. So here's where the hypersensitive part of me is going to come in, and where I was a tad bit, I don't want to use the word annoyed, y'all, but sorry, y'all, I got to drink a little bit of ginger ale. I had seafood earlier. This is the part where I came in and I said, I'm just kind of amazed and perplexed. And I'm going to tell you why. Oh, look at that word, perplexed. So, Planning a Better Me knows, Planning a Better Me says it well. Now, there were several people beyond the amount of tickets that I sold that reached out to me. I had people that I didn't even know follow me decide to be bold enough to inbox and or ask questions. And so I had to dig deep down in my soul, y'all. So here's one thing about me. I'm motivational. I teach using journals. I do all of the above. How else than ever? I ain't all the way changed, okay? So I had to literally dig deep and say, am I going to respond or am I not? I got several comments. I got, oh my God, I was going to buy a ticket. That was A. And of course, like Tarshell said, basically people are going to be nosy. And I'm going to tie all this in. Just give me a second. Let me get it up. I got, don't be discouraged, several times. And so here's where I kind of want to talk about that. Let me start right there in the word discouraged. I have been self-employed for over 13 years. So I have seen my share of things that work and things that do not work. What made this decision for me easier, y'all, is in the past, I would typically try to front things, right? I'd be like, okay, let me just put the money up front. Whoever buys X, Y, and Z. This time I was like, girl, you have dug yourself so many holes in the past. It's just not time, right? So I'm cool with it. Then I just get blatant, why are you canceling? And so I wanted to say, and some of you may be on here and that's fine. I wanted to say at that moment, like, A, did you have any intentions on coming? B, even if I explain why I canceled, even though it was plainly put in the comment due to ticket sales, period. What do you gain from me answering that question? And so as the day went on, y'all, I was like, this is crazy. And so it allowed me to reflect at a 10-hour track meet, by the way. And it made me think, how many people tend to flock to situations that appear to be negative, that they assume is a failure, or you just happen to flock toward negativity, right? And it made me start reflecting on myself. Like, have I ever been that type that anytime I saw something wrong, because of course we do a lot of things. I'm pretty sure there were screenshots taken. We all are queens of screenshots. Girl, you saw her event didn't work. I know it wasn't going to work, but whatever, right? Something told me to say, how many of us are more attentive and in tune with when things don't go right in your life and other people's lives than we are when people are actually pushing their purpose and they're doing other things, okay? Are you more attentive to somebody's downfall, or what you assume is their downfall, than when they're elevating? So that's what led me to today's motivational page. All right, y'all done seen enough of that. We got to put some work together. And that's what I wanted to talk about. So at the end of the day, y'all, the event that we discussed is canceled, but that does not mean the event is not going to occur in 2019. But what I will say is I'm not lowering my prices because my gift is too special. So before I was going to lower my prices to accommodate people, I was like, nah, we going to cancel it. I know my passion, I know my purpose, I know my gift, and I know my worth. And it took a minute for me to get there. And I'm going to tell you one main person on here, y'all, Joy Carter. If it was not for her, y'all, like, I would have kept underbidding myself. So I'm very, very thankful for her. And everything is not about money for me. As Tarshell said before, a lot of people might have been like, oh, I ain't going to pay that because she gives everything on social media, but I really don't. But it's not up to me to convince you to come to whatever I have, and that's not how I operate anyway. However, since I had so many inboxes and so many fake concerns, I said, let me address it. And not because I owe anybody an explanation, but sometimes I feel like there's a lesson in everything. And the lesson in this was, A, know your worth. B, be mindful when you're interjecting yourself in someone's life if you haven't interjected yourself in their life from the beginning, right? So if you can't celebrate me when I'm up, please don't come and visit me when you assume that I'm down. That's not the following I need. And that's not the following I intend to keep on my page. I know I'm not for everybody, and everybody won't be for each other, but I feel like the lesson out of this, everything is, how often do we somebody's quote unquote downfall versus their elevation? So yeah, that was my lesson for that. All right. So if that's all you wanted to hear, you know, you can exit. Thanks for joining. That was that part. Now we got to get on to what we're here for. So every Monday, we do Monday motivation, y'all. Like, we uplift people over here. We decide, like, what are we going to focus on so that our week can flow better. Y'all, this looking all, you know, I didn't know what I was doing with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to create our Motivation Monday page. So at this time, if you have a motivational quote, if there's something that you can benefit from hearing or reading, go ahead and put it down so that we can all help each other out throughout the week. So since we were talking about the traffic light method, that's why we have these colors here. And I'll recap that one more time. You can apply this to any part of your life. Yes, that's what it looked like. Cross colors, they used to be the bomb back in the day. So you can apply this to any aspect of your life, okay? So we do this every week on this channel. We always make sure that we're going to do a weekly recap. So what you do is what's not working, what needs adjusting, and what's working. Now, most people will try to only apply that to their work life. My goal is to get you out of that stigma of thinking the only thing that you have value in is work. Your life is way more than the job that you go to, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to do, y'all know, my little signature little squiggly lines. And let me just say, I'm just happy the internet lasted that long for me to get that piece out. So if we pause after this, y'all, we good. All right. So these are some squiggly lines. Now, what I like to do, yay, have you, Tashelle? It is so fun. Like, I'm looking back at my stuff from the beginning of the year, and I'm just laughing at myself. I'm like, girl, you was all over the place in January. Okay. So I have 2 books. This is one of my favorite books that we're working with now. I'll put the link in the description after this loads up. And this is Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. This book is really, really cool, y'all. Like, you flip through and it just has different topics. You can go through the book and say, all right, where am I? How am I feeling right now? You can go through that and find what works. My mom gave me, when I say y'all, mama's like the library, she's like the library. She was like, oh, I got another book that will work. Let me give you this. So it's called Now is the Time, 170 Ways to Seize the Moment. So this book is kind of similar to the other. I just feel like you can flip through, find the title, read about it, and see how it applies to your life where you are. You can journal about it. It's super, super cool. All right. So, oh, that's a good quote. Overthinking will destroy your mood. Breathe and let it go. That's a good one. So yeah, this is what I do these books for. And then you have like a little thing you can read, and then you keep it moving. It ain't, you know, it's not that rough. Okay. This one is a cool one, to find your spark. I know a lot of people are still trying to find their gifts, their passions. So a lot of times you feel like things aren't working for you. You're like, I'm not happy with where I am. And I tell people on this channel all the time, like, you can complain over and over, but if you're not willing to put in the work to figure out, then you're going to stay in that same place, right? Like, so again, I see a lot of new people on here. So one of my favorite things to tell you on Monday is Monday didn't do it to you. Your attitude did. So if you need to write that down, you can, or stick it up in your office, stick it on your car, wherever you have to put it. I always say, because like for the most part, people are like, I hate Monday, I hate Monday, I hate Monday. And I'm always curious because, again, for 13 years, I've done hair. So I don't really know what a weekend is, you know, what that really feels like. So if you find yourself saying, I hate Mondays, I hate my job, there are 52 weeks in the year. So that means there are 52 Mondays that you're going to approach. Every Monday, 52. And if every Monday you have that same mundane sentence, that means that you have defined Mondays by your attitude. Your attitude didn't define, your attitude actually, you set the tone before you even leave the house. Most of you are complaining about Monday on Sunday. So you're not even enjoying your actual day, okay? So that's one thing that I would encourage. It actually is a pet peeve of mine when I see it. I'll be honest, I roll my eyes at y'all when I see it, because I'm like, girl, like, if you hate Monday that bad, just leave your job. Not that you can, but you also have options. If you don't like your job, what are you doing to change it? You're on social media with me, and I'm thankful. Don't leave just yet. But you're on social media with me. How much time do you invest in yourself so that you can grow further than where you are? Hey, Fee. So if you find yourself complaining, you want to make sure that you invest that time in yourself, okay? So it's like, okay, well, you say that, but I don't know what I want to do. What do you like doing? Can you not move up in your job? Have you even talked to your boss to see if you can move up in your job? And if you say that you don't like your boss, it's not about liking anybody. It's about being there to do what you're supposed to do and getting the heck on. I was taught at a young age, you ain't friends with your coworkers. Now, granted, the industry that I work in is, I'm not in it now, y'all. I still say it. I'm not behind the chair anymore. But the industry that I work in was a tad bit different, okay? It was more of, we learned to get along because we were stuck together for a long time. We were in the salon for 10 and 12 hours. So you kind of build a totally different bond. But I will be honest, you don't like everybody that you work with. So you can either keep that same attitude or you can do something different. So yeah. So all right, let's see what quote we are going to do today. And then I'll recap again what we talked about earlier. And that can actually be a journal prompt for most of you all. That can definitely be a journal prompt for most of you all, like a reflection prompt from earlier. But right now, let's find us something that's going to motivate us through the week. That other topic that we were talking about, I would suggest you write about that on the other page. If when I was talking earlier, you got a feeling on the inside and you rolled your eyes at me, then that means that I hit a nerve. And so if I hit a nerve, we want to make sure that you write about it. That's the whole point of a journal. If something makes you feel uncomfortable, why am I feeling uncomfortable? You go through a series of questions. Or if something spoke to you, what spoke to you and what did you gain from it? So all of these are ways that you can fill up your journal, and they're reflection moments. All right. So let me flip through here. This is a good one. Lower your tolerance to stress. I know a lot of us deal with stress, and we almost allow it to be a part of us, or we claim it as a part of us. Yeah, I can't scroll. I'm going to have to scroll back and see what Tarshell talking about. Oh, that's cute. Okay. Oh, I know what Tarshell is talking about. Okay. Y'all, this one is cute. Like, had I not been in my hypersensitive moment over this weekend, this might have applied. However, girl, yes, you missed the opening fee. I'm gonna do a little recap at the end. So you definitely got to go watch the beginning. So this right here says, just for fun, agree with criticism directed towards you, then watch it go away. But yeah, I ain't there yet. Okay. Oh, this one is a good one. Practice being the eye of the storm. If you understand the dynamics of storms, that's a really deep saying, y'all. All right. I think I like this one right here. Think of what you have instead of what you want. I think that's going to be my motivation for this week. All right. So when I do my motivational page, I'm going to write what's going to motivate me. And then for the past couple of weeks, I've been doing a mood tracker, and that's actually been working out pretty cool. So this is going to be my quote again. Y'all are free to drop different quotes in here. Anything that you think will motivate somebody else. I know a lot of you are not going to say a lot in here. But there are several of you that are not shy. So go ahead and say, drop something in here. You never know who can benefit from what you have on your heart. Okay, this says, think of what you have instead of what you want. And what I would say to this is, a lot of times we focus on everything that's going wrong, that we don't even appreciate what's right in front of us. For example, I'll just use social media for an example. A lot of people will watch the next person's page or the next person's journey and feel like their journey is not enough, but you're actually further than where you were when you started, okay? And this is just specifically speaking to, I know I might have a few people that are doing YouTube. YouTube is not an easy feat, okay? YouTube is a little bit, it takes work, okay? So you may not be where you want to be, but you may be growing and you're not appreciating where you are. So you need to kind of think of what you have instead of what you want. Do you have an audience that rocks with you? It may be 10, 15, 20 people, but do they check in every Monday? Are you appreciative of what you have right there, okay? And you don't know what people did to build their channels. Are you willing to do what the person to the right did to you or the person to the left? It might not even be in your standards. It might not even be in your moral compass, okay? So you can't always envy what you do not know. You don't know what people did and how long it took to get there and why their journey is their journey. So that would be why I would say, think of what you have instead of what you want. All right, so let me write this on here. Y'all know I can't talk and write at the same time. I'm gonna spell stuff wrong. So let me do this. All right, so this is what we have right here. Now, if you wanted to break this moment a little differently and you said, okay, I want this to expand throughout the week, I want to be able to come back to this on purpose, you could take whatever you do to your left-hand side and you can kind of write, what are those different things that I have that I didn't even pay attention to, right? Do you have a job? Believe it or not, a lot of people don't have jobs. And while you're complaining about the job, they would switch places with you in a minute because you don't seem grateful. You don't seem appreciative. So think of what you have instead of what you want. And then I would even say somewhere maybe on the other page, what is it that you want? When you write down those wants, why do you want those things? What would you gain from getting those things? And do you want them genuinely or do you want them because you see other people have them? These are real questions, hard questions that a lot of people don't want to ask. And so all of the things that I am mentioning can be small journal moments. It does not have to be in a Dear Diary form. It can literally be little bubbles if you wanted to put it down. But you want to kind of see if we're just going to base our journal entry off of this for this week. What do you have? You want to show the gratitude for those things. And then on the other side, write the things that you want. Why do you want them? And be honest with yourself. Is it something that you really need? And most times the answer will be no. All right. So remember I said I'm going to do a mood tracker. The other week I put stickers down. This week I believe I want to, let me see. Let me see if we can shop this stash and see. Also with journals, y'all, I use stickers, the same stickers that you use in your planners, you can use in your journal. So start shopping your stash, use this stuff up. Oh, well, I could actually use these. All of these say today was, let me see how many we have of these. So I can kind of mix them within a color that I like. All right, so. Tyler, what are you doing? Okay, hurry up because you're doing too much with all the noises. Okay. So I'll make sure that I'm going to put 7 of these down. Oh, y'all, I can't see it. If I don't see y'all comment, y'all, and I don't answer back, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm really not. I just don't have I don't have my computer in front of me. Oh, definitely. Get uncomfortable to get comfortable, y'all. That's a rough one. I didn't understand that until a couple of years ago. I think growing up, ooh, my mama gonna be like, finally, she admits to it. Growing up, I'll just say that I was really privileged. I ain't gonna say I was spoiled, but I was really privileged. So much so that I was accustomed to when I do something, I want it to go and happen right then and there. And y'all, this followed me like through college and everything. Y'all talk to some of my college friends, they'd be like, yeah, she was a spoiled brat. I'm openly admitting it now. 37 at the age of 37. And I had to at some point get uncomfortable. Like everything is not gonna be handed to me. Okay, so you want to get into journaling, but you don't know where to start. I would say if you're not following my channel already, go ahead and follow my channel and check out the live videos. I literally will journal with you all live. The first thing you want to do is just get a notebook or a journal, a pen and a little highlighter, and start from there. And I'll show you a couple of pages. You kind of want to keep it when you first start. Don't make it so overwhelming. If you can journal once or twice out of the week, that would be the way you start. What we're doing today, like a Monday motivation page, if you started that now, your journal will be a fourth full by the end of the year. If that was the only thing that you did, okay? Your first page could be a letter to yourself. I'm big on writing letters to yourself, like really honestly monthly. And in those letters, you write your intentions for what you want to see occur in the month of whatever month you're in, how you feel where you are in life at that moment. And again, that's a journal entry too. And what happens is over the year, you read each letter that you wrote. Each month, the letter that you wrote to yourself, you examine the letters and you see if you notice anything different, a change. Are you growing or are you going backwards? And at that point, if you realize I need some help, you got a couple of options. You can see a therapist, a life coach, all of those things. So your journal is really, you're writing a book. That's the whole goal of using a journal. Everything is not supposed to be negative or bad. So if you have a good day, you're going to write that down too. All right. So again, what I'm doing right now is I'm creating this as my mood tracker. And so what I'll go in, and y'all know how these books got these little smiley faces that half of us probably don't do anything with. And I'm speaking to people that have a lot of Happy Planner books or stickers you bought from other people. You can use those stickers to indicate how now you can show you on one that I'm not using. I'll show you in a second what you can do. You can do your mood tracker where you're saying what your overall, you really do, Fee. I ain't seen you use a Happy Planner sticker yet. That's what a lot of us need to do. Some raffles, like y'all need some sticker books. So let's just say you want to track your day. And for me, I'm probably going to find one of them happy faces and call it a day. But let's just say you say, okay, we're going to use these colors because we have them. Right. You just like going to find them in the stores late at night. Crazy. So we're going to use this as our meters. When I say don't use one sticker, but we'll find every book. All right. So let's just say green is good. Yellow is meh. And red is nah. We just gonna say nah. Red it just wasn't. If you want to track your day, and so a lot of people will always ask, how can you do a mood tracker? My mood is not 100% consistent throughout the day. It doesn't have to be. It really isn't. I don't know a person who is just happy like from 8 to 8. I mean, they may exist. I haven't seen it. So let's just say you say, well, today it was a little janky. So I wasn't feeling it. So that was nah. And then you're like, oh, in the middle of the day, I was jamming. Like, you're going to say, most of my day was great. But then you may have felt like, man, I just ain't feeling it. I got to do some stuff I don't want to do. That's how you can do a mood tracker. And again, what happens is over time, let me put this up a little closer. So y'all see it. That's how that you would be tracking. So you wasn't feeling it at all right there. In the middle, you was having an amazing day. And then at the end, you was like, nah. But even if you're doing it a day or so, that's fine. The goal is just to get those thoughts that are roaming in your head out. So again, y'all, that's the way that you can track it. It tells all 3 moods that you had throughout the week, and you can choose the colors that you want. Again, you can also use a smiley face or a frowny face. Now, this book has larger faces, y'all. There are some books that have smaller faces in them. So these have them in here, right? So you might have had a not today moment. You can put that there, or one of these smiley faces. It just depends on how you feel. That's just kind of to keep up with where you are. Now, if you say, I want to kind of break that down, how do I break that down into a journal entry? So let's just say Monday, your day was not so good. In your journal entry, you can create a whole page, and on that page, you can write not so good. What about your day was not so good? How did you play a factor in that day? Who else was a factor in that day? So you kind of want to see what were the situations that occurred in that day, and then you write about it. Because a lot of times we want to place the blame on a whole lot of other people, but we don't want to look at ourselves. So you kind of want to see where things are going. And then again, over time, you'll be able to adjust where necessary. So that's another way that I journal. All right, with this side right here, hold on, y'all. I'm going to use a Jelly Moonlight 06 pen. And so this is where, hold on, I be doing mad talking like, let me see if this pen works. Okay, it works. So So on this side, and I'm not going to necessarily do it today, but think of what you have. And then over here, I can put things I have. And then you can create this page however you want to. You can put little bubbles over here. You can cut out some paper if you feel like doing all of that. Or you can literally list the things that you have that you are grateful for, you are thankful for. So in essence, this right here is almost like a gratitude motivational post this week. I don't think we've really done a gratitude one in the past, y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so it's almost like a gratitude thing. Oh, that's awesome, Cheryl. But yeah, for everybody that's saying they only journal this amount of time, please don't diminish your journal moments, because everybody's journal journey is going to be 100% different. Okay, it's not going to be the same. So whereas I may journal 5 to 7 days, that's because this is something that I do on the regular, right? Yeah, I'll sit up watching TV and I'm just going to create a whole journal page. That may not be your truth. Understand, I've been doing this since I was 7. I was queen of get on punishment because I just had a smart mouth and thought I ran stuff, and I didn't apparently. But my mama placed a journal in my hand at age 7 and was like, figure it out. Like, get over yourself. She wasn't moved by my attitude. That is the biggest blessing that she has ever given me, was pen and paper. This says things I have. That's on that page. And so then what I'll do is just go in later and I'll write what those things are. Now, when you're writing about things you have, I know a lot of y'all are going to want to write a whole lot of materialistic things. And yes, a roof over your head is amazing. Family is amazing. But when you're writing things that you have, you also want to focus on things like, breath in your body, a clear mind, joy if you experience that a lot. Like, you want to pinpoint those things because it's so easy to focus on everything going wrong. And I'm guilty, y'all. Like, I can go down in the dumps. Like, there have been times I had booed before I got on live and y'all probably couldn't sense not one thing. So lately my goal has been be really intentional about being thankful for those things. Okay, it does not mean that you're not going to experience things, you're not going to be uncomfortable. There's no perfection in life, but I do think like there is a time where we have to be more conscious. That is how I got into creative journaling. Hey, Nikki. That's how I got into creative journaling. What I did was I went back and looked at one of my old journals, y'all. Oh my God, it was so horrible. Like, every other page was saying the exact same thing. It was like, I'm so mad, I can't stand him. This sucks. Oh, I love my family. They're amazing. And then it'll go back to, I'm so mad at where I don't like my job today. It just was like a broken records. So I said, girl, you got to figure something out. Like, I literally threw out so many journals. I do journal purges. And what I mean by journal purges, I go through journals, and if they read horrible to the point, here's why you can throw them away. If you've been writing the same thing over for 3 to 5 years, you can throw about 5 of them journals away because they're going to say the same thing. So it got to the point, like, I would submerge them in water because I don't need you getting my journals out. And I just got rid of them. So then I started creating this type of journal. So I'm going to show y'all some different pages. Give me a second. Got to pull this off screen, because I know I've been somewhere and y'all done seen a page you ain't supposed to see. All right, so what I do at the beginning of each month, y'all, is I create hello pages. So every month, this is how I section my journals off. And let me explain why. Excuse me. The method that I teach with using a journal is you journal the great, the good, and the not so good. So those are 3 components. Your journal should show every single thing that I just listed. The great, the good, and the not so good. If your journal is only showing the not so good, you're getting comfortable with being in a bad place, and you kind of want to figure that out, okay? So if your journal, everything is wrong, sometimes we get used to being in a dark place, and not all of us want to be there, but some people get gratification from the attention that they get. This is not everybody. I'm just speaking in general, okay? Some people are familiar with getting over a familiar hurt versus moving forward, all right? So what I do is I create this section. If I have a not so good moment, I will not date that moment. In the past, I would date when something went wrong or something that I did not like, to the point I can still remember 2 major events on December 6, 2004. If I was able to spill out what I remember, I could tell y'all to a T, okay? So, and that was because I would write about it over and over and over. I memorialized that date. I no longer memorialize that date. So what happens is if it's a not so good day, I'm going to put it in here, but I'm not going to date it. By the time you go back, you'll be like, I don't even remember when that happened. When you typically date things, our mind soaks up certain things, so you're going to remember it. So that would just be some advice that I would give you if you're getting into using a journal. On those not so good days, do not date it. On those great days, write that date super big. You'll be amazed at what you remember in your life. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all this. So this right here, you remember I was telling you write a letter to yourself? So what I use is, y'all know these cards? You get them at Michael's. Is anything here? You get these at Michael's, and they open up and it's blank on the inside. What I do with these is I tape them in, washi tape, I glue tape them in, and I write a letter to myself. I got to go back and put my other pictures in. For each month, take a picture of yourself. I don't care if you don't like what you look like, and I'm going to tell you why. What's the assignment with taking a picture of yourself? I actually don't like this picture. I already know where I was at this point in my life. I was sad in my eyes. Your eyes tell a story before a smile and everything else, okay? I do too, Tarshell. I just buy them every time they be on sale for 70% off. So when you take a picture of yourself each month, even if you didn't write a journal entry, nobody has to tell you where you were and how you felt on that moment because you'll remember, right? So the goal of our journal is you want to see your progression, or even if you have a decline at particular times, because everything is not going to be uphill in life. That's just not real. As you put this throughout the year, you should be able to see your areas of growth, where you did not grow, and what you need to change accordingly, okay? So that is why I do this. You write the letter, what you expect out of yourself, what you want to see, what you do not want to bring going into the next month. Those are the type of things that you write to yourself in your letter, and you're real honest with yourself, okay? So that's that. One of the fun things we did on here together is we did 19 things we will do in 2019. Oh, y'all, I can check one off. If y'all been rocking with me, y'all understand why we excited about checking something off. Because I don't know how many of us have checked anything off on our list. So I wrote all the things that I want to do on here. And so I finally got monetized on here. So that can be checked off. And so the fun thing about this is 19 things in 2019. It's not 19 things that you can't really accomplish, okay? It's going to be like, go outside, cut the grass. If you know that ain't something you do, you know, or you know that you might not do it, you're going to put something on there. So, yes, the lives on Instagram, the lives on YouTube stay up. Oh, I have paid bills on time. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. That need to be in red. I need to see that. Wait a minute. Let's find us the red. That was a good one. So this is a really fun one to add to your list. And you're just going to find 19 things that you want to do. I still need 6 more things to write on here. Haven't figured that out with those other 6. Like, again, once I get the other 6, I can even check this. Like, the whole goal is to finish writing those things out. So you find some things you want to do, and then you make them happen. If it's like a 5K in your town that you want to run, if you want to do family day at your house, like things that you know that are not normal for you to do, but it's a goal for you to try, okay? So that's that. Boy, I was real bold flipping that page on screen, you wanna? Hold on, let's see. So this was the February page. So I created a February page. So again, this is what separates. So this shows you how much I had going on in January journal entries. And then This is March. So that's the March layout. So remember, this is just creating a divider for you. And then this shows you how much I have journaled between January and the beginning of March, which was pretty much half of the journal. And then we get to where we are, and this is how much I have left in this journal. Well, this is how much I've done in this journal. This is how much I have left. So I'll be finished with this journal by the end of March. My goal is to do a journal per quarter. So I should have 4 journals completed in the year of 2019. So this is the way you fill your journal up. So like I said, if you're new to using a journal, if you rock with me and you do 2 of journal entries that I do, you will have Monday motivation, and then you will have your weekly recaps at the end of the week. So that gives you 2. We're about to do a little bit of math. So we're about to go into quarter 2, which leaves us with what? 12 minus 3 is 9. That's 9 months times 2. That would give you 18 journal pages. Even if you're new, that's a lot for people that are new and you're like, I've never picked up a journal. That would give you somewhere to start. So that's what I would tell you to start with. Your Monday motivation, something that's going to motivate you. And then you would do your weekly recap. That would give you 2 pages. If you're like, well, I want a bonus page. If you write the letter to yourself and place a picture, that gives you 3. That will give you 27 pages in your journal by the end of 2019. Oh, your girl did a little bit of math on here tonight. Yes. So that's how you can do that. So let me write this just in case somebody watches this. They're like, what is that for? This is the mood tracker. And so I'm going to put the word my mood. And that is how you will know what this is. So if you're just coming in and you're like, what are these today was? This is a mood tracker that I'm going to use for this week. So that's going to be my mood. Girl, I know. Let me act like I went to school for a little bit. Let me feel like I'm getting a little bit of my loan worth, even though I learned all of that stuff in elementary school. But, you know. Okay, so what I took right there, y'all, was a highlighter. And then I'm just taking a marker pen and I'm going around it. And this is just to give it a little pop off of the page if that's what you want to do. Awesome, Bridget. Y'all, Bridget has been rocking with me since I started my groups. Like, Bridget gives journal prompts to keep you thinking too. Because honestly, I'll give y'all some, but I still go look for other prompts when I want something a little different from what I give. All right, guys, there's quite a few of y'all on here. How are you enjoying the live tonight? If you're willing to talk about it. And if you're liking this video, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. That allows videos from me to get put in a feed where y'all can find me a little easier. Yeah, I want to do a 5K as well. But let me tell you, y'all, I don't do like time 5Ks. I do 5Ks that, you know, they have food trucks at the end, you know, or they have wine. They might have wine at the end. I've been looking at one of those. They had a cupcake 5K, you know. Those ain't really productive 5Ks, but they're fun. And so I feel like I'm more motivated to get to the end. I did do the glow run, and I did the, what's the other one? I can't think of the name, but it's like cornstarch. It's colorful, but those are fun too. So this is mild liner, and it has a fine point and a broad point. We're just going to take this fine point and just go on the outside. This is kind of where people make the drop shadows if you choose to. Yeah, I've seen the bubble run. I don't know about that one just yet. It looks fun though. But yeah, 5Ks are cool. Awesome. Glad y'all are able to journal alone. Yeah, I was supposed to be doing a shadow and now I'm just going all the way around it. Oh well. All right. So again, y'all, I wanted to cover what we talked about earlier. I didn't want that whole video to be based on that. So I'm glad y'all stayed, because I ain't want y'all to think we was gonna be sitting talking about that all night. I do want to say this. After tonight, it is what it is. What was said was said. If you need to revisit this video, it's there. Please don't inbox me. And I mean this in the most loving way. Please don't inbox me anything else about the event. When it's time for me to host, y'all definitely will be in the know. So that's that. I hope if you were new to joining in, you kind of have a better feel about who Renee is. I know on Instagram it's very hard to feel people out. YouTube kind of gives us a different platform. We do that. Bridget, some new stuff will actually be coming out this week. So what I'm going to do is some of the things that I was going to add in that, it will be coming out. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. You will see it then. I think you'll like it. Hey, Keisha. All right, y'all. So this is what I do. So usually when y'all see me posting these pages, the same thing y'all saw me doing on live, this is how these pages are developed. I use quite a few journals, actually. The one thing left on my list is to do stenciling. If Fee is on here, she's the reason I think I want to stencil now, but I keep running from it. So that is something new. Let me not say new. That is something that I need to revisit in my journal moments. So I am going to add that. And I may come and do that live so y'all can see me mess up and everything. Oh, Lord. Y'all know what? Pine and ginger. Hold on. Hold on. What we going to put? Let's see. Y'all, so I don't know how to stamp very well. So they keep me motivated that I need to be stamping something. Oh, let's see what we have in here. And for somebody that doesn't stamp well, why do you have all these stamps? I don't have a patent stamp. I gotta get me a patent stamp. I need me a patent stamp. But since we don't have no patent, we gonna stamp this owl. If y'all don't know, I absolutely love owls, like a whole lot. I know, right? Can you believe I don't? That's my fault, though. I was looking for the black ink, but it's not near me. Thank you. Like, yeah, I'm obsessed with owls. Like, seriously. I have an owl cup right here. I have an owl that holds all of my little charms. That ain't even half of the stuff. All right. Yeah, I'm nervous when I stamp. Oh, I think this got too much ink on it. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Let me do it for play stamp real quick. Okay. Oh, actually, that was cool. Hold on. So this. Girl, tell me about your stamps. You ain't took them out the pack yet. What you? You know if you ain't took them out the pack, she gonna fuss. All right, y'all. So, girl, ain't nobody fooling with you if you don't put some ink. Okay, hold on. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Why are all y'all stamps still in the pack? Fee, do you see this? That's so rude. Ooh, okay, it worked. That's all I can do. That just made me real nervous. But yeah, y'all, in your journal, you can use whatever. So I know a lot of you all have a lot of things in excess. Like, that's because that's just what we do. We buy. Pull out the things that you have. Make your pages come to life. When you write unapologetically. Do not overthink your journal process. If you are thinking too much, I need you to put the pen down and revisit that journal an hour later, 2 hours later. Another thing I think I can tell anybody, you're talking to your pages, right? You ain't talking to nobody else. If you're lying to your pages, you'll lie not only to yourself, you'll lie to anybody in front of you. So be mindful with that. Your pages ain't gonna tell unless you got them accessible, okay? Other than that, my pages tell because I opt to show that, but I opt to show whatever I show online. But y'all, this your journal. You make the pages how you want to do your pages. If you don't want to make them all cutesy, you don't have to. Your whole goal is to get those thoughts that are roaming outside of your head onto the pages. You will find that you're not going to be as snappy with people. You'll actually think before you post on social media. Some people, not all. It just changes the direction of your life. I know a lot of people are very apprehensive because many people have been taught, I don't want to say incorrectly, but they've been taught how people from the older generation, all they knew was you open your journal and you write something bad. Not everybody, but a lot. So again, you're going to use your journal to write all aspects, the great, the good, and the not so good. You're going to do a weekly recap so that you can see your progression over 2019. You put your goals in your journal. Your journal is your book of life, okay? I think that's what I have for y'all tonight. And if you did not catch the beginning of the live and you came on here and you're like, she still ain't said nothing about jeans, journals, and Java, go on and watch the replay. Make sure you watch that ad first too, though. Hey, Misha. So yeah, everything has been covered. Hope you, again, enjoyed the live. If this is your first time and you feel like this is something you want to rock with, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. So every time I post, you are in the know. All right, everybody, y'all have an amazing night. And I enjoyed you all.